Clearly a heck of a game tonight. I thought our kids were ready to go. They really accepted the challenge that Bowling Green brought in with their ability to rebound the ball. I thought we were great rebounding, maybe as good as we've been all year long. And, when Carmen's playing at the pace she is with the tempo she played at, and Renee's as dominant as she was, Jill was really, really good. And Des is really coming into her own right now and is becoming a special player. And, we just kind of put it all together and put up a bunch of points and did it the way we usually do with points in the paint and kind of played off that. So another good win for us and one we had to have, and we'll just keep moving forward now.
Brady, you lost Fontaine off last year's team.
Mm-hmm.
You're 10-2 now in the MAC, two-thirds of the way through the season. You're at or near first place. Half of your wins have been blowouts. Mm-hmm. Did you envision this kind of success? You had 4 starters back, but did you envision this?
Well, I did think, as weird as it sounds, I did think that we would take a step forward. And let me explain it a little bit. I mean, clearly when you lose Natalie, you're going to have a huge hole to fill. Where I thought we would take a step forward is the experience level that we'd be able to put on the floor with the seniors and the juniors and the sophomores and people that have been there and done it. And let's face it, like all these players, with the exception of Destiny, played with Natalie. So, we learned from that. And so when she stepped out, I think we had some players ready to go. And the neat thing was they didn't wait until the season started to get ready to go. They started last spring when the season got over. They knew, all right, she's going out the door. And you saw Mariah Monaco go to work. You saw Carmen Grande even work harder than she usually does. Renee has just a different mindset, and then we also, as a staff, we knew we had Destiny waiting in the wings, and so when you're losing a player of Natalie's caliber, it causes some sleepless nights. But then I know how good she is, and honestly, she can do some things that Natalie couldn't. And clearly Natalie has some skill sets that nobody on our team has. But I knew, we've got a good team back. And really, it was a question of how deep were we going to develop that team. And I think you're starting to see it get a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper, and you're starting to see some young ones play a little bit better. All the while, these kids are getting better. So now, with all that being said, would I bet my mortgage on it? No. But I knew it was there.
Carmen, how about from a player's perspective, going back to last spring, over the summer? Did you guys talk a lot about the season coming up, what you had coming back, and was the expectation level really high for you guys as returnees?
I think the level never dropped. We just, everyone knew when Natalie was going to be gone. So I just felt like you could feel it in the air. Everyone knew everyone had to step up.
And tonight you stepped up offensively at 20 points in the first half. That was a career high in one half. Just talk about being a little more offensive-minded tonight.
Yeah, well, I was trying to be aggressive, and when I'm aggressive, people get open. Renee, if they run the floor, I have my shooters open. Renee gets open. Whoever else is there, Destiny gets open. So if I'm playing hard and if I'm playing with tempo, the team is going with me. And this time, instead of the passes, I had the layups, and I made them. So.
And then, Coach, on that note there, Carmen scored 20, and she's only credited with 4 assists here, but it felt, watching the game, it felt like she was going to have more than that, some of those passes that she made there. So what did you see in her tonight?
Yeah, I mean, she had a real understanding of how they were going to defend us. She knew the openings were going to be there, and so it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of how. And, her explosiveness coming off some screens, refusing some screens, but just seeing the gaps and getting it to the rim. And then I think she got a feel when, Lambert got a couple fouls, and she, she's a smart enough player to know that, Lambert can't afford to get another one. And so you saw her be real aggressive getting to the rim and kind of forcing them to make a decision there. So, again, as good as she was, putting the ball in the bucket and all that, I thought, between her ears, she played a really smart game too, and just an understanding of what was there. And, maybe their game plan was, hey, don't help because she's going to dump it and somebody else is going to shoot a layup. And we had the answer for that.
And then, Destiny, 10 points tonight. You scored 20 in the last two. But I want to ask you about defense real quick. Because in that first quarter, you guys went on that run, and you had the block and then the transition layup there that gave you guys the lead. And then right before that Bowling Green timeout, you had a steal in the transition layup there. So how much effort have you been putting in the defensive end?
I've been trying to really focus on defense because I know it's not always there when it needs to be, and I know that in some games that it's not where it's supposed to be. So these past couple weeks, I've been really focusing on being where I'm supposed to be, making it hard for the other team to get the ball, and doing what I'm supposed to do.
And then, how much does it help, your game when, Carmen here is putting up points like that and drawing that sort of defensive pressure from Bowling Green?
It helps a lot. She always looks for other people, and she's always looking to get other people's scores, but it's great when she goes and she looks for other people, but she has it herself, because even if she doesn't make it, she knows that she has me right there behind, and it helps out a lot. But she was really confident in her gameplay tonight, and it was great.
And then, Coach, Renee putting up 20 and 15 here, and it's almost getting to the point where she puts up those numbers, and it's kind of like, oh, that's just what Renee does. So, I know we keep asking this, but how much does that consistency there help you guys out?
Let me tell you something. Like, what you're watching right now with her, it's unbelievable. I'm sitting there at one point in that game thinking, man, if I had to guard her, if she was on the other team, I don't know what I would do. You got to double it. Geez Louise, is she playing at a high level? And I thought she got fouled 3 or 4 times, and because she was so dominant, they just let her play through it. It was kind of the old Shaquille days where, he got the tar beat out of him and they just let it go. And, I'm trying to get her every call I can, but she was that good. And, man, she wants the ball. She's understanding how to get it, where to get it. I thought Mariah especially did a wonderful job a couple times holding on to the ball in the offense, which we usually don't do, but understanding by holding on to it, it could get us into some screening action. We could occupy the help, and Mariah just threw it over the top, and we laid it up. And again, that's a senior and a junior working together. And then it's the other kids running our motion to occupy that help side, and it just worked that well. But, boy, I tell you, I've not coached a big that good in my time, even as an assistant. And she is playing at a really, really high level, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
How did Renee's advancement in her performance come this year?
Well, I think when players get to their senior years, Doug, they make a choice. Sometimes it's the bad choice where they say, hey, this is about over and I'm going to mail it in. And sometimes it's a choice we're seeing with Renee, where they want to go out with championships. They want to go out with a special year. I think, honestly, she made a decision that she was going to be coachable. She was going to work hard. She was going to practice at the level that we know she can practice at. And, these kids will tell you, like, it's night and day with how she goes about her business. And I think she's having a blast, not just because she's putting up big numbers, because she's coming to work every day. She's having success, honestly, like, this team is loose. They have fun. I've kind of stepped back and I let them just let their personalities go, they'll tell you, like, I'm not ranting and raving a whole lot in practice. Except at Carmen, but that's just with the position. But they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're playing hard, and I think it starts with my senior class. They've made a decision that they're going to go about it the right way, and they're leading these kids, and it's a lot of fun right now.
Franny Frazier wasn't here tonight. What's going on?
Yeah, she's just got the flu bug, just, it hit her, I don't know, late last night, and she tried to, get the fluids in her, but if you'd have seen her this afternoon, it was a no-brainer. Go back home, kiddo, and get in bed. So hopefully she'll get it out of her system, and she'll be ready to go by Saturday.
Now, a lot of bench minutes today,
Mhm.
With the lead like that, and also, with Brandy out, there's a few names there, Walker up there 15 minutes, Penny getting 10, Morgan getting 11 there. What did you see out of these, the players that normally don't get that many minutes?
They'll want the day off tomorrow. No, it was, when I knew Franny was going to be out, I had to make a decision. Are we just going to play 6? Or are we just going to go ahead and get into the bench? And, I said, well, let's go ahead and throw these kids out there. It'll be good for them. And, so Aaliyah got in pretty quick and played well. Rebounded the ball, had a block shot, maybe 2, and was active. I liked that part of it. I think Nakia getting it to the rim a few times. She was aggressive shooting a 3. And listen, the kid can play now, she's getting a few more opportunities, but again, I'm starting to see a different person in practice, and so when she comes out and plays well, I'm not like, wow, because I see it, so that's a good thing with some of these young ones is when their number's called, they're playing, and you saw Lou get a bucket tonight, and Megan Walton get a bucket tonight, and I mean she got a bucket, a new nickname, all in one day, and so that's exciting. But yeah, it's good to have games like this and get these players experience because you just never know when you're going to need them.
Central and Northern were playing tonight, and obviously you're going to want to know the score of that. But are you scoreboard watching at all at this point?
There's just so much left, and honestly, Doug, I just feel like this, it doesn't matter what happens because we've got them all in front of us. If we beat them, then we'll get what we deserve, and if we don't, guess what? We'll get what we deserve. So I'm trying to get us to the point where we're playing at our absolute best. And then whoever they say we got to play, we'll play. And I think these kids have the mindset that, there's not one game that's necessarily bigger than another. Depending on how all these things shake out, who knows who's going to be the 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed, 4 seed, and it may not matter because once you get to Cleveland, it's all about matchups anyway. So we're trying to win them all, plain and simple. And as cliche as it may sound, we're trying to just go one at a time. And so this one was a big one for everybody in that locker room, and they'll tell you that, they were ready to go. And guess what? On Saturday, we'll have that same mindset, and we know we're playing a great team in Ohio, and it should be a whale of a basketball game.
Right, thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for braving the roads to get here, too. I need that.
I know exactly what happened.
What happened?
Because she